Yes, we do.
Let's get right into this match. Looks like we're going to be having Chopsueye versus Shokio.
So Shok is a
Will Smith doppelganger.
Yes, he is. He's a Will Smith doppelganger. That's what he does in his as a part-time job. Will Smith.
Okay, so Infinity's saying right now that if Will Smith and Usher had a kid, it would be Shokio.
That is the most talented individual I could possibly imagine. Oh, wow.
That's a pretty talented individual.
You can dance, you can rap,
you can have
sing, you can act.
And you can have a hit single with both Ludacris and Lil Jon. Oh, that's something that Will Smith never did with his rapping career, all right? And at the same time, he could also maybe, like, avoid making films like After Earth because that was a terrible idea.
Please.
That was horrible. That was awful.
And then have children who you don't even understand yourself whenever they're talking.
Yeah, like some of the things Jaden Smith tweets. I feel like Jaden Smith, whenever he tweets, it's like he's always coming back from the dentist. Like, Jaden Smith after dentist is like his entire Twitter, honestly. Honestly.
Oh, yes. That's going to be great.
Oh, man. So right now we're having some, I think we're having Chopsueye just basically setting up his controller configuration. Yeah. I think he's playing with a very unorthodox Pro controller, actually. Not the standard Pro either. I think it's like one of the special Pro controllers. Really interesting.
All right. So Shokio, y'all know. Whenever I first met him, he was playing Roy, but every week I seem to talk to this guy, and he has another character he's working on.
He's busting out the Olimar right now, it seems.
Yes, he will be playing Olimar this tournament for the most part. But the thing with to keep in mind with Shok is that he's not a tier kind of guy. If he thinks the character's entertaining, he's going to play the character. Doesn't matter where they are in the tier list or what people perceive about them. So, and you know, that's the thing is that he'll play these characters and he'll still do great. I mean, that really just shows great adaptation and really understanding the opponent.
And honestly, I don't know anything about this new player that has come abroad, but even if he's playing with a classic controller, don't judge a book by its cover. Let's get right into game one, see what he can show us. Another Ganondorf? Aw, y'all are just playing to make me happy right now. Let's get right into it. So already we're seeing Chopsueye really playing a different game than the last game that we saw on stream. You notice how he's doing a lot better of getting in close, just having that intimidating presence, and then landing those attacks. But essentially, in some instance, forcing Ganon's will upon Shokio. But Shokio at the same time seeming relatively unfazed. Looks like he's about to close out this stock.
Oh! He's not happy.
Unfortunate.
If he had one more Pikmin, he would have been fine.
Yeah, he was in a great position there to take that first stock, but unfortunately, SDs. One of the things that definitely got nerfed in Project M, I feel, is the tether recovery, especially I'd say for Olimar.
Yeah.
It's very deceptive. It's like
there it is.
So essentially, the flower bud is not the thing that tethers on. It's the little hands of the Pikmin. So sometimes you'll see instances where like the bud will be touching the edge, but because the actual hands of the Pikmin aren't, you don't actually get to have the edge.
It's pretty ridiculous. But oh wow, we're getting back into this. We got neutrals. All right, cool. I like this. You know, they're trading back and forth.
Shok may have had the SD, but I'm digging some of the options. I'm digging some of the options that Chopsueye is busting out. Definitely surprising me right now. Oh, unfortunate there. I think that may have been a technical error. He's just playing really patient, not necessarily coming in with a violent barrage of attacks. Landing the attacks whenever he needs to. Oh,
Shok is picking his spots.
Yeah, a little bit of poor DI there on Chopsueye's part, unfortunately, though, and that's why Shok was able to get that kill.
Oh, here you go. I like this.
Oh, wow. Shok able to close it out this time and get the edge for good measure. No SDs this time, and Chopsueye on his last stock. Let's see if he can bring it back. Like I said before, Ganon, definitely one of the hardest hitters in the game. Oh, goes a little bit too in with that forward smash.
Shok is really doing a good job of just playing footsies, weaving in and out, and then just getting those great throws. Not to mention just great footsies overall with using his aerials.
And he's definitely capitalizing on the fact that Ganon does have a lot of laggier options, and so sometimes Chopsueye, even though he's not, beautiful forward air there, barely clipping Shok. Even though he's not necessarily throwing on as many attacks as the last Ganon that we saw on stream, he's still leaving himself vulnerable sometimes, using some unsafe options, and Shok's just doing a really good job of punishing those. No L cancel there on that down air.
Yeah.
And that was what let Shok actually get that grab and convert for that final stock.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to see a bit more. I want to see more footsies. I want to see more abusing of the ground game, but having the ability to really force Shokio to feel pressure and then get one of those grabs, create something on hard knockdown, and then get some good check chasing going. I didn't really see a lot of knockdowns that entire set. So, or excuse me, that entire match. So, I want to see a little bit more. Maybe hopefully tune that up a little bit.
Yeah. Well said, well said. And especially whenever you pick up on your opponent's tech habits.
Yeah.
Oh man, whenever you just plant one of those smash attacks on them, it feels
satisfying.
so good. So we have a character change here from Chopsueye, going away from Ganon, switching it up to Samus, it seems.
I still like Samus quite a bit in PM. Lots of really cool options. Not to mention she also has this ice version, which kind of change up the properties of her attacks. So
and that's neat. Enabled by doing the taunt, right?
Correct.
Choke right now, off to quite the start already. Putting in that Pikmin that's dotting, putting on a lot of damage already on Chopsueye. What a great back air there. And the other thing about the Pikmin is that it's kind of interrupting him in regards to his ability to charge and shoot some of those projectiles that he has. And, you know, we've seen other Samuses, say Mervis at Monday Night Melee, doing a really good job of just essentially forcing the approach by using those projectiles. But Shok doing a good job, throwing out the Pikmin just to latch on, making it so that Chopsueye doesn't really feel safe, it seems, charging some of those charge shots or shooting off some of those missiles.
Oh, wow. That's going to finish the stock, but this is going to give him the opportunity to charge the blast. No. He's going to use missiles. Oh, interesting. Guess that he was going to either start advancing forward. Not going to find it, though. That's not going to be the stock yet.
I think that, honestly, I feel like maybe a better option would be if he waited till he successfully took Shokio's stock before starting to charge the charge shot. Or maybe charging the charge shot, not fully, but just enough where he would have enough time to go and set himself up to do some of those side Bs. Good stuff there by Shokio, getting that quick kill off of the stage. Shokio's still at 4 stocks. Chopsueye definitely needs to make a move here.
Shok is really racking up the damage, trying to get as much as he can. But there goes his stock, and he's back at neutral.
Great down air there by Chopsueye to close out that stock. But now we have Shokio at 0%, which means that he's going to be a little bit more difficult to land successive hits on to some extent. Or at least to close out the stock side, apologies.
Really abusing the amount of active friends that are there in that fair. Okay, back in neutral. Where are we going to go? Both of them have feet on the ground.
Using the bombs right now, trying to control some of the space. But Shokio's doing a good job of weaving. Oh, beautiful stuff there. Rolling actually behind the charge shot to set himself up for counter-attack position. Back at center stage.
Using that up air.
It's going to be a matter of whether or not Shokio is going to let Chopsueye touch the ground.
Oh, charging it up. Blasting him.
And I just feel like maybe in those situations it might be a little bit better if you use some of those side missiles a little bit more. Put on some of that, some more pressure. And then accidental pause there by Chopsueye. I think they're going to let the match continue though.
Coming back in.
Shokio is just putting on a lot of pressure, making it hard for Chopsueye to even touch the ground right now. Great juggles right now.
Constantly in his face. He's always in his areas of attack, and it's just pretty intimidating, to be honest. It's one of those things where you need to be able to figure out how to slow down and play at your pace again.
And it sounds weird, but even though he's made this character switch, it just feels like he's still in that Ganon mentality more than anything. He's not really opting for distance play. He's preferring, I feel, to just go in, and just really make it a closer battle rather than a ranged battle.
Yeah, and I feel like part of that is because, I mean, you have him at $150. You really want to just get something, just a bear, get something to finish off that stock. But that's the stock. That'll be the game. Great stuff to show. Playing Olimar, really, you know, just playing his opponents and really utilizing the character for all the tools that it has.
Good fundamentals there. Makes it so that this is a solid 2-0 victory for Shokio.